Hey there people and welcome to hopefully the last video before tomorrow's Africa pack and the 1.6 update is going to be released. There was a wonderful developer journal today with the Africa pack, and normally I don't cover the dev journals even though I highly recommend to read them. Today we're going to talk about everything that has been dropped today, and this is also including some of the screenshots I haven't covered on the weekend simply because I've been in the sun and enjoying my time. How cool is that? Now let's actually focus on this dev journal. I don't read that out all to you. This is way too long, but I highly recommend to read that if you are interested. I'm just going to boil this down for you into a couple of sentences, just giving you a hint of what is going on, and also, it basically supports me in the belief that this is going to be my favorite pack to date. Now, we have two people in here. We have actually Bernie Pardue. I hope this is correctly pronounced, or if it's Pardue, I have no idea if that's French or not, sublead, and we have Mark Cox as the art director of this wonderful pack or game, you know. He's actually, so Bernie, first of all, he's the sublead on the Planet Zoo team, so not, you know, he's quite important to us, I guess, and he's the art director, and his role was to bring all this stuff in. Now, they talked a lot about determining which pieces make it into the process, why they choose to go for some Moroccan and some Egyptian elements in the game, and then they are most likely, you know, that a huge part of their work is basically doing the research and, you know, certain facts like that, the things like columns and stuff, where we people actually, as they say over here, we tend to think of Greeks and Romans, but actually the North African were way ahead of them in terms of structural columns like that and so on. So brilliant stuff, of course, and you can really read that they have a lot of time and passion put into that to make sure that they have the same stuff. And one thing that is really, really great to read is that most likely every piece, or nearly every piece, is FlexiColor in here. We will get mosaic tiles, we will get some very cool other stuff, so everything is in here. And one thing that I really love to see is actually this picture over here. This is one of the columns we've already spotted far ahead, but look at the detail, look at the bump map and stuff. I really do love that. It's looking super cool, and they look quite tall also in comparison to the people in the background. But yeah, so what I found very interesting, and this is what I want to read out real quick, because this is something that many people talk about once they get a pack and they judge a pack. But you have always to remember that they work a little bit differently than modders, for example. You know, they are in a team where they have to decide certain things, and of course everyone is passionate and wants to have everything in there, but you somehow have to narrow it down. And this is what they talk about here. What is the most important thing to consider when selecting what to create? And what I love is that it seems we shape them in a good way. So Mark says functionality is still one of the guiding principles for deciding what to build, whether you're providing for a guest eating area or habitat dwelling for large mammals. The idea of appropriate space and proportion is the base canvas for any design consideration, but it has to look great, of course, too. Now, I like this a lot because it definitely needs to be a piece or an asset that you can use in the game that somewhat is related to the theme you're providing, and it adds something that you don't already have. People tend to forget that it is nice to have certain assets, but if they are too close to what we have already, it doesn't really add up much to the game, and it's not really worth the money, you know? And this is why you always need to reconsider which pieces you take into a pack, even though you would have loved, for example, to have this one specific piece in as well. Bernie says, we consider a lot of factors when selecting assets, besides what looks good and would function well within a zoo. We always try to provide players with a variety of fun and functional assets in each pack. FlexiColor. Okay, sorry. Of course, we also have to consider a lot of behind-the-scenes aspects, such as how long each asset will take to create and what support we'll need from other teams to make it. This might happen if the asset has to be rigged, or how many animations the animation team might need to create, if an animal were to interact with an enrichment item, or if we need to have VFX artists and special effects to an asset such as water or sparks. Sometimes as many as 4 people can be required to finish a single asset off, but it's so worth it once we see the asset working in game. So, you know, this is something that people, again, kind of forget. We have so many lovely enrichment items. And let's take, for example, the hammock of the last South American DLC we had. This was the hammock that I think only to date the sun bear and the clouded leopard can use. And many people obviously said, hey, why are only those two animals capable of using them, and blah, blah, blah. So first of all, it's to sell the South American animal pack. I mean, that's just logical, okay? But the second thing is, you have to imagine it's not only creating this piece itself, you have to first of all create the art of it. So you have one artist, a 3D artist, creating that one. Then you need someone to animate it, because obviously that's a hammock which is used and that's not a static object, so it has to be animated. And once you've animated this object, you need to have the interaction with the animal. So you also need the animal rigging and the animal animation. And then you have to have a programmer who's going to program the interaction with the item into the game. So, and again, these are the 4 people that, for example, were required to build this single asset. But it's super cool. So yeah, it's really, really cool. And they basically also create this little workflow in here. They talk about that. And now I want to ask them for the favorite items in the game. And this is Mark's favorite item. It is the fever tree. And this one looks gorgeous. That looks like so reminiscent of Africa. It's insane. You know, the savannah over here looks absolutely amazing. So really, really cool stuff. This is really, really great stuff. Okay, now let's have a little look what we can see else, because this was not the only thing we saw. There was also a little video that popped up. I'm just gonna make that a little bit bigger here. You can see this is a tiny little teaser video, and in there you can see quite a lot of assets. I'm just gonna draw that back over here. So this is what we can see first. Looks to be a new tree on the right hand side here as well. This looks to be a new palm tree, if I'm not completely wrong. It just looks really cool. This one's a new pathway down at the bottom. I could be mistaken, but the bushes also look pretty new to me. Now let's go further. You see a lot of assets. Then over here, look, these are the mosaic tiles that we're talking about. Now you can see them a lot more close and in detail. Looks really cool though. And is there anything else to see? There's a Fennec Fox statue. This is the Meerkat statue that we've already seen. Really cool looking stuff over here. Let's move forward. Is that, wait, this is also a new pathway over here. This on the right hand, I know, but this one on the left hand side, I don't know. And is there anything else in here what we can talk about? Yeah, look at that rhino. Oh my god, that looks really cool. It's just a modern art asset. Really, really dang cool looking. So yeah, that's pretty cool indeed. And then we have those 2 screenshots, which I'm just going to go briefly over because you guys most likely have seen this already. Now, this is and I have to excuse myself here, this is obviously the Southern White Rhino. Now, I said last time in the video, because the heat just came upon me, I guess, this is one of the most critical endangered one because only one is left. That is obviously not this one. This is the northern I was talking about. This is the Southern White Rhino, and this one is also pretty endangered, but is not like as critically endangered as the other one. So my mistake over there. Still we have this wonderful animal in the game, and this looks already pretty fantastic over here with the babies. Look at them, obviously with the tiny little horns over here, enjoying the time in the sprinkler because it's most likely very hot. I'm not quite sure about the security of those people in the background, if I'm not completely oh, this could be water over there. Okay, so maybe they are secure. I'm not sure, but they could also easily just storm over them and kick that. Well, whatever. So you see that over here. So, and then last but not least, we have this one, which I always mistake with a photo at the very beginning. This is the African penguin with a baby over here as well. And oh boy, look how fuzzy it is. It is so fluffy. And also with the stones and stuff in here, it looks really, really cool. I love this. It almost looks like pinkish over here. I think it is the lighting, but it has this like little bit of pinkish vibe to the feet, which I love. The model looks really cool. Really cool. I think it's the first glimpse we have on it, so that's really, I love to see that in action. And then yeah, there's so much cool stuff in here to see. There's the one in the water here as well, and just in general, it seems like this is the mirror mobile here in the background, that they also can use, it seems. Well, really cool stuff, and I'm really, really tempted to finally get my hands on this update and also the DLC, of course, the pack. Now, guys, this has been it for a last little sum up of what is going to be expected tomorrow. Obviously, you can always expect me to do some stuff with the new pack, so keep your eyes on the channel tomorrow, of course. And I wish you a wonderful Monday evening. Enjoy your last minutes of non-Africa pack craziness. I guess this is what happens tomorrow. And I really hope you guys stay safe. Yeah, I hope to see you tomorrow. I hope you guys are as excited for the pack as I am. And now, have a good time. Stay safe, everyone, and until tomorrow, goodbye!